There's a meeting someone has pulled out, or your boss or your manager has given you just 5 to 10 minutes to prepare your content and jump up on stage. It's moments like this when you don't want to trust your memory, you have to use notes. And in this video, we're going to take a look at 7 ways you can hide your content on stage without preparation. Before we jump into the video, make sure you click and subscribe to this channel so you can get the latest videos before anyone else does. And let's just jump into it. Number 7 is to use a folded piece of paper, an index card, and just hold it inside your hands so the audience can't see. All they can see is the back of your hand, but when you need to read something, you can just lift your hand and you can read it. Now you can do it 3 ways. You can have index card, you can have a sticky note, which is what I'm using now. If I turn it around, you can use, it's a sticky note, or one of my favorites for the last minute rush is to use an A4 sheet folded in 8s. So this sheet I can just use one side of it, I can use double sides, or I can open it and use all 8 sides. And this sheet holds nicely in my hand and you can't see it. And all I'm going to do on this is put bullet points and use it when I want to. And I can also put it away in my pocket when I don't need it and bring it back up and the audience won't see it. Number 6 is just to write on my hand. And all I want is the top 3 points that I'm going to talk about. When I'm in front of the audience, my hands are free to do whatever I want, but when I need to look at my notes, it's just there, right in front of me. I'll just look up quickly onto my notes and I can carry on speaking. The only thing to keep in mind if you're writing on your hands is to do it just before you get up on stage, and make sure you dry the ink by blowing on it. Otherwise, you're going to get a messy ink on your hand, which is not a good look. Number 5, if you're using technology, is to use the presenter view. And whenever you connect 2 views, PowerPoint and Keynote on Mac allows you to use the presenter views. And what you can do is have a screen facing the audience where they can just see the images and the text, and have a screen pointing towards you. So that could be your laptop, that could be a secondary monitor. This is how TedTalk does it. And the secondary monitor has all your notes, which only you can see. So this is facing towards you, the screen is pointing towards the audience. Number 4 is, again, if you're using PowerPoint and presentation, is to use really strong, clear images. And the images will act as a trigger to remind you to talk about a certain thing. So for example, if I was telling the story of Alchemist in my club, I could just have a picture of a sheep, which reminds me that a kid wants to follow his dream and his dad asked him to be a shepherd. I can then have an abandoned church where this kid has a dream. I can then have a globe for a fortune teller, because that's where he goes to interpret the dream. And all I need is these images, and when I'm talking to the audience, these images will trigger that part of the story. As long as the images are clear, I can stitch through the middle section in between. Number 3 is to actually refuel every couple of minutes. So you have a piece of paper somewhere away from your stage, and all you're doing every minute or 2 is you're giving your audience something to do. So turn around to your neighbor and speak about something for 1 second. And as they're doing that, you quickly run away, you read your content, and you come back. And you're just memorizing in short bursts, and then you're coming back. So you have a sheet of paper, you don't use it on stage, you have it away from stage, but while you're giving your audience something to do, you can refuel the next section, come back and deliver it. Number 2 is to use large enough props that have 2 faces. So for example, I have a laptop bag here, and if I was talking about this laptop bag, I could just hide notes behind it, and you won't see that because the notes are here. And then I just have to be discreet about it, and I can put it back down when I'm done with this. So that's a really clever way of hiding lots of notes behind a prop. And when the audience is looking at the front face, the back face has all the writing you need to trigger the next section. And the first one and the last one is to use your phone. These have become really handy. They're small enough. This is actually my dad's phone, so it's very small. It fits also almost in my hand. And on your phone, you can use something like Google Docs to have just the main key points. I just want to know what's the opening, what's the close, and 3 main points in the middle. I'm going to get rid of all the filler words, just a few words that trigger that section, have it on my phone. When I'm speaking to my audience, I'm going to have it nice and pinched and zoomed, so I can just lift it up, look at it quickly, and move on to the next thing. That's all I need to do. And the The audience won't mind me holding the phone in my hand if I've only been given 5 to 10 minutes to prepare for a speech. The only thing to keep in mind when you're using your phone is to make sure you turn off any alarms and put it to airplane mode so your phone does not buzz in the middle of a speech, because that is embarrassing. It has happened to me before, that's why I can talk about that. Using any of these techniques, you can just jump up on stage with 5 minutes of prep and deliver easily a 10-20 minute speech in front of the audience for those crunchy moments when you just don't have time to prepare. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you comment below and let me know which one is your favorite trick, or if I've missed anything, make sure you subscribe to this channel, comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.